midway point at Christ Saddle and then kept hiking to the top. After climbing the island's 618 stairs, we finally made it to the monastery. Now, the history of the island is just absolutely fascinating. The monastic settlement dates back to the 6th century, where the monks of St. Fionan lived simple lives on this isolated island. They built these beehive huts completely out of stone. They were precisely designed to make sure no water could get into them. Now, it's believed there were about 12 monks that lived here at a time. In the 13th century, the monks left the island for mainland Ireland, and since then, Skellig has become a place for pilgrimage. All in all, the Skellig Islands were one of the coolest places I've ever been, and I couldn't recommend them enough. Afterwards, we're going to visit the most famous place in all Ireland, the Cliffs of Moher. Now, located on Ireland's west coast, about a 3-hour drive from Dublin, the cliffs stretch over 14 kilometers, with the highest reaching 214 meters above the sea. When we reached them, I was just amazed by the size of the cliffs. I mean, they were way bigger than I imagined, and they just drop off straight into the ocean. If you want to walk to the end of the cliffs, you can make the trek to Hag's Head. If you can, I definitely recommend waiting for sunset as the light hits the cliffs, giving it a strikingly orange glow. I mean, it's easy to see why it's one of the most popular places in all Ireland. After, we're going to head over to Ireland's charming capital of Dublin. Located on Easter Island's coast, Dublin is a city full of charm. The capital is full of beautiful gardens and architecture. It has such a friendly vibe to it. While you're there, you can walk across the River Liffey on the uniquely designed Samuel Beckett Bridge, or you can walk over to the coast to experience the Irish Sea. I just love the feel and ambience of Dublin. It's such a magical capital. Now, from Dublin, we're going to drive a few hours up to Northern Ireland. Now, Northern Ireland is interesting because it's part of the UK. Back in 1921, Ireland was split into the North and Southern Ireland. One of my favorite places in Northern Ireland is Giant's Causeway. Giant's Causeway is one of the most recognizable places in all of Ireland. It's famous for its jagged cliffs and over 40,000 basalt columns. They are these perfect hexagons that cover the coast. According to legend, the causeway was built by an Irish giant so he could cross the Northern Sea. When I was there, we started by hiking above the cliffs and then made our way down to the causeway. I was just amazed by the bizarre rock formations. I had such a fun time walking on them. It's wild to think they were made by nature. Now, while we're still in Northern Ireland, we're going to head over to Carrick. It's a scenic bridge that crosses the sea over to this little island. I was just amazed by the watercolor there. I mean, it's just so blue, contrasted perfectly with the green cliffs. Now, just 20 minutes from there, you can visit the Dark Hedges. It's this avenue lined with over 90 beech trees. They were planted almost 250 years ago. Now, according to legend, there's a ghost called the Grey Lady who wanders